how involved were you at the beginning to how involved are you now? And what systems did you have to set up to maybe reduce some of that involvement in the Airbnb?
So I placed my Airbnb on the market right before COVID hit. So I want to say that was early March. And here in
Were
Houston,
you nervous at all because
you
of
said what?
COVID? Were you nervous at all because of COVID?
I was scared shitless. I'm sorry if I can say that, but like it was my first investment.
Yeah, no, that's why.
I put up the of course I paid the first month's rent, I paid the deposit, and then I also furnished it. So I mean I was all in like, like 10K. I'm like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna do this. And then I placed it on the
Yeah.
market, started getting some bookings because here in Houston during like the month of April is Houston Rodeo. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna make so much money. Um, and then they canceled the rodeo because cases started to rise. I go to my mentor, I'm like, yo, what am I
What
gonna
happened?
do? Because like I just spent a whole bunch of money and it was my money. Like it was my cash money. So I was like, I'm scared right now. And
Yeah.
he was and I know that he had to shift his business too because he had maybe like 30 units. I had just one. So I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? Because I'm gonna do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So what we had to do was make sure that we catered to the clients as if they were long-term stays. So we provided, certain amenities for them for a longer term because at this point, people had to quarantine. A
Hmm.
lot of people's flights were getting canceled because it was just a lot of craziness going on. So it was a lot of uncertainty
Hmm.
with how the pandemic was starting off. So I would have to say a good couple of weeks I did not know what was happening. I wasn't making the money that I had projected to make starting
Hmm.
off. But then I started getting long-term stays from 7 weeks, 14 weeks, all the way to
Wow.
30 days. And sometimes I would even have someone renew another 30 days because they were working remotely or they were stuck here in Houston. Some people wanted a staycation because they were tired of being with family or at their own house, so they needed somewhere else to decompress, especially after the year that we were having. So
Yeah.
I started being very hands-on at the beginning. I was at the unit every single day. I designed it myself. I did everything myself. So I think I took the month of February off from selling real estate to really putting up my
Focus.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah, from scheduling handymen to help me assemble things to scheduling Wi-Fi and services and just all of this. Going to the store, buying stuff. It was a lot. It was my first one. So I took longer than I wanted to have it up and running. So now that I know things now going forward for my second one, I'll do things a little bit differently. But with having a cleaning crew in place, especially one that I trust, one that communicates, they have multiple people to come in and clean the unit for a flat fee because I negotiated that with them, which I told them, I'm like, if you want all of my Airbnb business, I need this flat fee. And I need it done within like 2.5 hours so that I can have people in place. Because most of the time I have back-to-back bookings.
Hmm.
And if it's long-term stays, they don't come in and change sheets and stuff like that. It's not a hotel and you don't get service like that. So it's like, on an average, my cleaning crew can be at my unit maybe 3-4 times a week. If it's
Hmm.
a long-term stay, maybe, once or twice a month, depending. And during the pandemic, they weren't in there as much because of safety concerns and things like that. But we still communicated with the guests to ensure they had everything that they needed. Now I have a communication system that I use called Smartbnb. I don't have to communicate with the clients because those are automated. When I get an inquiry, when I get questions, when I, check in, all of this information I've generated to send to them. So
Yeah.
I do not have to physically communicate unless it's a question outside of what's already preset to answer for them. And then also I use Pricelabs, which automates my pricing based on my calendar and availability. And they see the demand for the area. So like if we have Super Bowl or if we have a concert, that drives my prices up because I'm in a high traffic, centrally located area. So, COVID, I had a lot of potential to make a lot of money last year, but COVID definitely put a kink in things. But even this year, I've doubled majority of what I've made already from last year because I've been able to influx and increase my pricing. Things are starting to get it back to normal. And kind of go from there. But I haven't seen my unit in a while. And by having a good cleaning crew and a couple of good systems in place, you just have to be the manager and you have to make sure you're on top of it, but you do not have to be an active person going in and talking to clients and guests if that's not how you built your communication system and your model for your Airbnb.
What would you say is a tip, like a pro tip to finding a good cleaning crew?
Gosh, so I was actually really lucky. I get cleaning services that want my business because I'm a real estate agent. So I have only used 2 cleaning crews over the past year and a half. And it's gonna be a challenge. But what you want to probably just do is vet them and ask, do they have experience with short-term rentals? How many people at a time is cleaning the unit? Just what their systems and processes look like and how that can assist you with your business. So I actually had a couple of cleaning crews reach out to me. And then I gave them a try. I'll always keep one on the back burner in the event one of them messes up because I know that I still need a cleaning crew and how important that is. So, definitely seek referrals from either other people who are in Airbnb or real estate agents, listing agents that utilize them frequently so that you can have a good referral system because you will probably go through a couple in the very beginning.
Great.